Hi, Quail. We butchered the quail. This is after the cull and after the butcher. We didn't want to butcher and show it on video because that's not what we do. If you want to see how to butcher a quail, there's plenty of videos out there. Right now what I'm doing is I'm peeling some eggs because I'm going to pickle some eggs from the excess eggs we have in the barn. Easy way of doing it is you crush the shell and then get a spoon and just run the spoon underneath and it just peels right off, and you just rinse your egg, rinse your spoon, drop them into the jug. Then we'll put some vinegar and some pickling spices. I want to make these hot, so I'm going to use a little bit of hot sauce in there, maybe some Frank's Red Hot or something, and we'll put them in the fridge for a few days. Now, this is the meat we got from the quail. You can see we got 2 containers. Right now we're soaking them in some salt water. And they've been soaking for about an hour.
For some reason, there's a couple pieces that look really dark on the top. I don't know why.
That's just from setting. They're under the water. It's not going to hurt them.
Okay.
And we ended up butchering 24. And we kept 34 out in the barn. So it will give us some for the freezer. And we figure if for eating it's going to be about 2 quail per person. Now we didn't split the quail in half and cut up through the back like some of these videos will show you. What we did is, because we were kind of in a hurry to get it done, and it only took us 2 hours to do 25 quail, or 24 quail, sorry. And we took the breasts and the legs. The rest of it we discarded. Next time we'll do some splitting where you take and cut up through the spine and you butterfly the quail for roasting, baking, anything you're going to do with. See how I wrap these with a spoon? Kind of just, you can roll them on the counter, see how and they just about fall off. So I let a little bit of water go in here. But as far as the quail, next time we'll do the butterflying of the quail. Instead of, we cut these into legs and breasts. Now with the Tornik, they're dark meat. We're going to get some Texas A&Ms, which are white meat quail, and we're going to butcher and raise and butcher them. We'll show you the videos when we get ready to raise them and get the eggs and whatnot. We saved 24 hens so that we will get at an average of probably anywhere from 10 to 18 or 20 eggs a day when they all start laying totally. Now we're getting right now, the last time we collected eggs was well, we collected some this morning, but when we went out to feed them, but we got 11 eggs in one setting. That was during the cull, if you remember. And so that was pretty good for the amount of hens we had. And we ended up butchering a few of the hens, not many. We butchered mostly roosters. There was 20 roosters. We ended up saving, a couple of them got a reprieve. So we ended up having 8 roosters now instead of the 5.
What's a reprieve mean?
Give him a... He didn't have a death sentence. He got
okay.
Just like as if he was a prisoner. He got the life. It was like the governor give him his.
I'm scooting around the other side of you, Daryl, and it just seems easier to record you over here for some reason.
It doesn't matter. But once I get this quart filled, then I'll make some pickled eggs out of that. We're just using up resources that we have from the barn and the birds. That's what they're meant for.
This is what we did with we had a bunch of eggs, and I try to boil up some eggs every week, and these were some of the excess eggs this week. And because we do like, believe it or not, we do like our eggs.
I never used to. I was a chicken farmer that didn't like eating eggs.
And now, too, I'm going around the back here, darling. We also, these are some of the things we just did today. Clay made chili. We had like this mad, and then we're going to take off the excess juice, and we're going to make like a macaroni dish, because
Chili mac.
Chili mac. Tomorrow will be good, like maybe after church or something. But we had a mad dash earlier today because we had to run our errands and come home and try to do the quail. And
Well, we didn't start the quail until 11:30, and we were done by 1:30, so it was a 2-hour.
oh, and I wanted to give a quick plug in for Veely's. We bought our feed, which is a local.
The Red Creek Agway.
Right, because we buy our feed there, and we hung our business cards up there.
It's a family business, and we support family businesses.
So we like going there. So I just wanted to.
I've always done business with Veely's. Very
Yep.
good people.
We've
Chuck and John, his son John.
So we've had a good experience with them, and I'll put their business their business card. I'll show it in another video.
This one's gonna have to be eaten, honey. It's ripped the side of it right
Oh,
out.
okay.
So, which
Yep.
is fine. We like eating the eggs. We eat the boiled egg for
So
a little bit of mayo or salt.
so we came back, and Russell helped us, and Clay did the
Russell Crowe.
Clay did the killing. Rusty did some of the.
Rusty, I killed him. Rusty took the feet and the wings, and he skinned them, and I cut them up.
And
Ruthie cleaned them in the sink with in the cool water, and put them in the salt water.
then what was the final? I mean, how long did it take us to know that
2 hours,
from start to finish?
which was really good.
And
For 3 people.
And really, everybody was working at like a slow, even pace.
Yep.
It wasn't a big, huge mess. Like, for me,
Everything was done in a bucket. I mean, it wasn't.
and we could do it right in the house, which was really neat.
Which is the first time I've ever butchered in the house.
And
This one's ripped too. Those are some that.
eating eggs or something. But it was. We actually
Egg
had.
salad.
Well, we also too had someone that we're kind of waiting for that may come by later to look at some of the farm animals. But
Well, he was looking to buy some geese. We'll find out.
yeah,
If he
but
doesn't, he doesn't. If he does, he does. I mean, if push comes to shove this winter, we could be butchering a goose.
well, it's
Or
like.
two.
Our typical Saturday is we get up, we have errands to run, we have a couple chores to do, and then, like, now this Saturday, which we kind of knew we weren't going to do it, but we thought about going to a movie this afternoon, but it was like a special thing. But normally,
The community had a free movie.
yeah, normally what we'll do is we'll get up in the morning, do our chores, and take our showers, and then we'll watch a movie or cuddle up, or just like we usually just watch TV and things we want at the end of the
We do our
day.
chores and everything first, get everything done.
But like we get up in the morning, do our errands, do our chores, and then we relax.
It's a typical Saturday.
Typical Saturday. Typical Sunday is, which we've been slacking on it. We get up, go to church, and try to do the least we can because it's the Lord's Day. And through the week, depending on the time of year,
But we've been
we do different things.
we've been having problems getting things done, so we've been having to do some of it on Sunday. Not that we really want to, but and then with Mama getting sick and whatnot, we had to spend time and take care of Mama.
Well, we're pretty more busy than most people because we also have the blog and the YouTubes and the PR and things. But for some days we have product reviews and things that we do on Popol TV, which is some of our other channels that we have. But this is our main channel where we try to do as much as we can. But the other channels are, fun channels. But this is our main one, Popol Backyard Farm. Everything else I call Popol TV. But,
And we try to involve all of you as much as we can. With Ruthie will say, "Should we video?" Yes, if it's gonna interest someone.
We-
If it's not, then so be it. It'll still be on the channel.
Well, we try to share things too that are life skills that will help people in any way we can.
Well, if everybody took a little time to try to grow or supply their own food, and we can help you with some of the knowledge that we've accumulated to butcher or raise, or that's all well and good. And we hope that you enjoy, seeing some of it's repetitive, like our geese videos or our quail videos. But some people just like to sit back and watch them. They don't care to raise them themselves, but it's interesting to see what people have to go through. I watch other people's videos on how they're raising their chickens and how they're, goats and guinea pigs, and we watch all kinds of videos.
Well, one thing that
chicken pluckers, anything that, anything we do, just to see if anybody else is doing anything close to it or the same things, or...
Clay, one thing I've noticed is, because I come from like a business background, is that there's a lot of great farmers, but they don't care about the internet. They don't have time for it, don't want anything to do with it.
Well, a lot of farmers, by the time they get done with their day, they're ready to go to bed.
Well,
eat and sleep is about all some farmers get a chance to do. We're kind of lucky. We're just backyard farmers. We're not totally big farmers. We don't have this big tractors and plow fields and all that. But we are backyard farmers who raise chickens, ducks, geese, turkeys, things like that, and try to do some helpful videos so that if anybody else has got an acre or a half acre or a quarter acre, they don't have to have a big lot of land, because we don't have a big lot of land ourselves.
Yeah, no, but Clay, what I was going to say was, what happens though is that, and I'm not saying this in a negative, because we're always learning, but I'm saying that there's a lot of, like the thing I found when I met Clay was, like, I have a lot of business knowledge because I got to do things at young ages, because my daddy was a business owner that other people didn't do till later in life, and Clay also has a lot of, like, his dad was a logger. Clay worked on farms and grew up in the farming community.
Well, my dad raised horses too, because that was he loved horses and cats. And to this day, I still can't deal with horses or cats, but I can.
But what I was going to say, there's a lot of newbies out there. There's tons of new people
Doesn't mean I hate them. It's just that I don't want anything to do. I don't want them on my farm.
Well, what I was saying, there's a lot of newbies out there that can glean from some of the older farmers or people that have been engaged in farming, and newbies teach older people stuff, older people teach younger people stuff, we all help each other. And what I guess I'm saying is, the thing that I think is good is that, and I'm saying this maybe about Clay, because Clay's with me right now, is that Clay has all this knowledge from his parents and their parents, and normally, if Clay didn't meet me, he probably wouldn't be dealing with YouTube and stuff, because he would, he has lots and lots of interest.
I just did my backyard farming and left it at that.
But because, I guess I'm saying to say that, I was involved with social media and all this stuff prior, and I just feel like the knowledge from some of the older farmers is, could even get lost because they stop sharing, because a lot of kids aren't getting into farming, and if you can get people that that have been in farming for years to share, that's good, or interview them, that's always nice. And anything at all that we can learn, because like for me, Clay has taught me so much. It's become a new way of life for me. But like I said, there's so many newbies out there, and I know for us, we're always looking for new knowledge, and you have to find the people that are willing to put the YouTubes up that show some of these skills. You know what I'm saying, Clay? Mm-hmm. Because, like, we were looking for different things, and there weren't even YouTubes up on some things we wanted to find out. You know what I mean?
So if there's a YouTube that we could do to help somebody that there isn't one out there, we're happy to do that for you.
Yeah, right. And we're really thrilled when we find people doing things that we like to do, because then you can partner and help each other.
We have people that interact. They'll ask questions, and we'll try to answer them when we we can, and we're
They'll-
happy to answer anything that if you have questions.
They can use, and some people email us at popobackyardfarm at Yahoo, at popobackyardfarm@gmail.com, and you're welcome if there's something specific that
And
you
if
don't
we do
want
something that you think is wrong,
Yeah.
email us and tell us. Don't hesitate.
Well,
I mean, if you think it's wrong or we're not doing it the proper way you think we should be, I mean, it's, we're not 100%.
farming is a learning experience. And sometimes it's, even if you've done things for years, there's always new things to learn and new ways of doing
I
things.
think you should have put some salt and vinegar in this water, honey, and they would have peeled a little easier.
You know, I put salt in there, and I knew I should have added something else that was the vinegar. But I guess I wanted to throw that in there because when I was in church work, I used to, if I ever had a problem when I was younger, I always look for the oldest person that's living godly. Sometimes they know more than anybody because they've been the life experiences they can share. So that's just like I said, everybody has something to contribute. I don't care what level.
I got that jug full, honey. I think.
Oh.
Do you want to just hang on to those for boiled eggs?
Eating, yeah.
Okay.
And egg salad. But I just threw that in for what it's worth. Is if you are doing farming videos, keep sharing as much as you can to help the other ones out there, no matter what your. Oops, there's the eggshells.
These eggshells. Now
Yes.
we're going to dry these.
Okay.
And we're going to crumple them all up, and then we're going to feed them to the quail. Because the quail need calcium, and these eggshells will have calcium for them. These are the chicken eggs, and once they're dry, they'll make a nice, you grind them right up with your hands and make a nice little powder out of them. And the quail don't know that they're eggs, but they'll eat them right along with their feed, and we'll sprinkle it right in their feed, and it'll help their shells get harder, so that you don't have soft-shelled eggs.
Okay. Tell about the egg that we found when you were butchering. One of the hens had an egg in her. It was like orange. Was it a yolk or something?
In the pen?
No. In the quail.
When we butchered, they were hens that were getting ready to lay eggs. They were the yolks of the eggs inside the quail. They didn't have a shell on them yet, and that's how you can tell if the hens are. But it's a little late to keep the hens once you butchered them.
Right, but that was just something that one of them had it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's
A
what's
couple of them had it.
You're right.
We only butchered, I think, 8 hens.
Hey, curiosity, because my husband cooked today for me. What is in your chili?
Black beans, because Ruthie doesn't like the kidney beans.
And what else is in there?
It has tomato juice.
And don't worry about the extra liquid, because that's going to be used for another dish.
It has celery salt. It has garlic salt. Also has.
Okay, could we put some of this chili sauce on quail? Or it won't taste that good.
You can marinate it and then bake them, I guess. But I wouldn't waste it that way. I would
put it in something else.
So now all we have to do is package up the quail. We're going to put at an average per person is 2 quail per person, 1 quail per child. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 6 breasts and 12 legs per bag, so that the 3 of us, Ruthie, Rusty, and I, will have enough for a meal. Because once you do your vegetables and your other things with the meal, because the breasts.
Clay, on average, from start to finish, to butcher date, how long does this whole process take from the incubator on?
So you got some nice breasts.
I'm sorry, interrupting.
These are some nice breasts. Ruthie's got to clean them up a little bit again once but they're nice breasts, and the legs. You wouldn't think they'd have any meat on the legs, but you got a nice little thigh and a little leg, and once they're cooked, you batter dip those or anything you want to do with them. You could bake them or roast them or deep fry them or anything. So,
how about chicken wings?
You could do the chicken wings with the legs, probably.
Would they be too tiny?
No, they're just about the size of they're They are small, but it's the same amount of meat as what a chicken wing would have. But you could put them in a wing sauce or, you know, hot sauce or anything, which maybe that's what we'll do with the legs and use the breasts just for meals. But you can do anything with the quail that you can do with the chicken. And with chickens, if you're using the Cornish cross, it's usually 45 days before you can butcher those, which is about 6 weeks. Compared to 6 weeks with the quail, from chicks to full grown, there's 6 weeks. Yes, you have a lot of meat with a Cornish rock, but you also have a lot of expense. You can raise Cornish rock for 45 days, and it takes about, I'd say, almost 10 bags of, or 50-pound bags of feed.
I'm going around this side. The light's better.
Okay.
I think. It's getting dark in here,
But
guys.
the Cornish, and with the quail, instead of buying 10 bags of feed to buy, or 10 50-pound bags, I'm not just saying bags of feed, because if you buy the poultry boiler grower, it's about $16 a bag at Tractor Supply, averaging. And for $14 a bag, you can raise 60 quail. That's what we had, 60 quail with 3 bags of feed. And the bags of feed were $14 a bag. So when you butcher the quail, you don't get as much meat as you do for the Cornish rock, which we're going to raise up probably about 10 to 15 this spring for Cornish rocks.
Are we going to do rabbits, maybe?
I don't know if we're going to do rabbits. We may.
Well, the other thing is, I got to throw this in because this was the thing I didn't understand when I first started farming with you. It's the expense with animals isn't the animals, it's the what? What's the big...
It's the feed.
Okay.
The price of the feed is very expensive. If you can find a cheaper way to feed them, some people make tractors and run them across their lawn, let them eat the grass and that. Yeah, you can do that, but you still have to supplement them with some kind of a pellet or feed if you're doing rabbits. With chickens, the same way. You have to have some kind of a... They can eat the grass, but you still have to supplement them with a powdered mash.
A lot of people, because we see things all the time and talk to people, they buy the animals. Their animals don't do well. They don't get their good hatches. They don't get their legs. They don't live, all because of one simple thing. They didn't feed them right.
They have to have protein.
And then they attack each other and everything else because they don't have the right amount of protein.
They'll pick feathers just to get protein. So if you don't have the proper protein and you think you're going to get out of it cheap, it's not going to work. You got to give them the proper protein.
You might as well throw your whole idea down the toilet if you're not going to feed them.
Yeah.
Because that's the difference between the pros and the novices. Do you think, dear?
Yes, I think so. If you're going to give them a high... See, quail have to have... Chickens can get by with an 16 to 18 to 20% protein to raise up chickens. Quail have to have a higher... They have to have way over 20. Usually you use 24% to 30% for quail, to raise quail. We were buying the feed, which was like a 23%, which we got by with because it was higher than 20%. And they did well. Like I said, we butchered half the flock that we raised up on our videos that we've shown you on the videos. And well, I think we did really well. We would have, if we butchered everything, we would have made out a lot better. But with the problems we had getting eggs through the mail, which we still got to do for our Texas A&M.
And button quail.
And she wants some button quail, and we'll show you some videos on that.
And peacocks.
You want a lot.
This is the time we do planning, but that's another video.
Yeah, we plan. But we're going to do the Texas A&M and the button quail next, and we'll show you videos. We have to send for eggs. But once we get the Texas A&M raised up, we're going to do the same call as we did with the dark meat birds, because the Texas A&M are white meat birds, and we want to have dark and white, because I like the dark meat, Ruthie likes the white meat.
And I know I'm interrupting. What does call mean?
Call means if you have 10 birds, to call them, you save out the ones you want to keep, and you butcher the other ones. That's the call, is taking out the ones you don't want, the undesirables, underweights, the scrawny, the
How do you spell that? Do you know? Is it
cull is a C-U-L-L, is a cull.
Now, one other question, because I know we only have a few minutes, but I know I'm drilling you here. We got a question this week. One of the questions was about the incubators.
Yes, you have to have your incubators between 95.5 to 101, and you need a digital thermometer to try to keep it in that range. You can use regular thermometers, but you can't depend on them.
And here's the guy that was helping out here.
An egg is use one of these.
So.
What are those eggs for?
Eating.
Why are they broken open?
Because they peeled with the shell. The yolks were too close to
Oh,
the
are you
edge.
pickling them?
Yeah, I'm going to pickle this batch.
Okay.
A
So your
father and
question
son
was,
moment.
again, we got this interrupted, was the incubators. You want to keep it at the temperature I said, and you need to keep the humidity. Especially during the hatch time, you want to up the humidity so that it's about 65 or better. So what you'd need to do is take a little cup and take maybe a washcloth or something in there, put it in the cup, fill the cup with water, and then set it in there so that if the chicks do get in there, the washcloth stops them from drowning. They'll jump back out. It just leaves the water in there so that it brings the moisture up for the hatch. You need the moisture for the hatch, otherwise they'll die in the shell if they don't have the moisture, because the shell has that membrane, and if you ever boiled an egg and took the shell off it, you'll see that membrane. Well, that membrane dries out and it turns to leather, and then poor little chicks can't get out of the shell. So you need the moisture so that that membrane stays soft and easy to pick around. And then the top pops off the egg and the chick comes out. So you need to have that humidity up there. And your temperature needs to stay at the proper temperature. It's almost like you have to babysit the incubator. You've got to be the mother hen. Every time you walk, put the incubator right in a high traffic area, so that, and if you get a digital thermometer, you can look at the time or the temperatures and the humidity right on the same thing. And when you walk by there to go to the bathroom, to go to the bedroom, to go to the kitchen, you just look over at that thermometer, and if there's something wrong, you'll see it immediately, and then you can just mother hen and get over there and take care of them eggs. Power outages are a big problem when you're hatching. It always seems that whenever you're hatching eggs, there's always a power outage. Don't fret. If the power's only out for an hour or so, that it's just going to delay the chicks from hatching a few hours, 8-10 hours, but you'll still get probably half the hatch. Okay, so if you have any other questions, email us. We'll try to give you any answers. We appreciate you stopping in, and
Like, subscribe.
like, subscribe.
Share this video with Twitter and Facebook and your friends.
This is Clay and Ruthie from Popel's Backyard Farm.